Today I am going to make a very popular Turkish flatbread Gozlame. For this recipe I am using 600 grams flour, 300 milliliters of water, little bit of salt, 60 grams melted butter and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And that is for the dough, and for the filling I am using some fresh spinach and some feta cheese and 1 onion, and I will need a little bit of olive oil for the filling. Before I do the dough, I am going to do the filling first. To start this, I am going to cook onions and the spinach a little bit to wilt it down. To cook the spinach, I am going to add a little bit of olive oil, just a tiny bit. Then the onions, and now I am going to add a little bit of garlic salt into this, just a tiny bit, because feta cheese has lots of salt. If you like any other kind of spices, you can add anything, or even without using spinach, you can add meat or potatoes in the filling too. So I am going to cook the onions first. The onions are cooked enough, so I am going to add the spinach and cook that another few seconds and leave it to cool. The spinach is ready, so I am going to leave it to cool, and meantime I am going to do the dough. To start the dough, I am going to add the flour and the butter, and a pinch of salt, and I'm going to mix this slowly. And 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Now I am going to add the water little by little. And I am going to knead this dough about 7-8 minutes. This was kneading about 7 minutes now, so I'm going to take it out and leave it aside few minutes, and I'm going to show you how to do the Gozlame after. To start making Gozlame, I'm going to cut the dough into equal parts. You can decide the size of the Gozlame that you are going to make. I'll leave this half, and roll it properly, and then dip it in flour and sprinkle a little bit flour on the bench top. This is a very nice smooth dough, and this recipe is exactly correct. So I'm going to make a circle. There are 2 different ways of making this. I'll show you both ways. Make it as thinner as you can. Now take the cooked spinach, or you can even use the uncooked spinach, but I find it little watery. That's why I cook the spinach with the onions. So add the spinach first into the middle. Then sprinkle some feta on top. Meanwhile, make sure that your pan is hot on the stove. Little bit more. Now overlap it. And press it slowly. And seal the edges. You can make all at once or do one by one. So I'm going to put this on the pan. Meanwhile, I'm going to do the second one. Another way of filling this is fill spinach in the middle. And a bit of feta. And take the edges into the middle and seal the edges. This is another way of doing it. I have one already on the stove, so I'm going to turn it to the other side. See, it's golden brown. I'm going to put this on the side too. Cook both sides until golden brown. Gozlame is ready. So it's nice and golden brown. So if I cut this in the middle, this is how it looks like. So hope you will enjoy this recipe. Thank you for watching.